Listen, if you have wanted to start a creative project, build a brand, start a business, then this video is for you. I hear so many people tell me that they wish that they could make content. They wish that they could start this business. They're feeling so dreadful in the job that they're working, whether it's a 9 to 5 or working at a restaurant, being a bartender. And look, I get it. It's really, 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 really difficult to start something new, especially when you've never done it. There are all these limitations in your mind as far as fears. What will people think? What will my family think? What will I think of myself doing it? Like, there's so many things that can go on and take place that get in the way of you just creating the thing that would fill your cup up. And it's so weird, right? Like, you know it would make you happy. You know that it would make you feel more fulfilled. Maybe not absolutely fulfilled, but it'll be a step. So why is it that we get in our own way? Why is it that it's so difficult to do the thing whenever all we want to do is to just feel meaning, and we feel like this thing would bring us meaning? Why is it so complicated? Well, I can definitely speak for myself. There was a period in my life when I had a bunch of dreams, a lot of things that I wanted to do, and I knew that doing those things would make me feel fulfilled. However, it wasn't that simple. I remember I was constantly seeking more information, trying to find another mentor, trying to find another YouTube video, trying to find another course, trying to find another free digital product that could help me. And it's funny, I look back on those times and I give myself a lot of grace, because I know that deep down, I just had this strong desire to learn, but I was overthinking it and overcomplicating it because I felt like it had to be the perfect source in order for me to start. And that can be a dangerous place, right? It was a dangerous place for me, because what ended up happening is I bought hundreds and hundreds of dollars worth of books. They now serve as great decorative pieces, so I'm thankful for it. And they also, play a specific role in, how I reflect on let me rephrase that. They play a role in my journey, and I'm thankful for them. But I did spend a lot of money on books, on courses, on mentorship, one-on-one programs. And I felt like that was the work. That was the progress. That was going to bring me meaning. When in reality, fast forward a couple years, I can say that what has played the biggest role in my growth, in my creative business, in my content, and myself as an individual, as a man, it's mainly been through application, especially in moments when I felt like I wasn't ready to apply myself. So, for example, the best way to just hit this point is to bring up like a dating example. As a male or a female, it's easy to think that you got to have all your ducks in a row before you can start dating. But what if going on that date, even when you don't feel like it, what if something about that date teaches you the most unexpected lesson that just so happens to apply to all the categories of endeavors that you are embarking on? What if it teaches you something about what you want in your future partner that you could have never read about, that you could have never heard in a course or from a podcast? And I think that's the philosophy that I like to apply to life. There is a balance. It is good to do your research. I know that whenever I was going through my breakup, like a year and a half ago, I was going through this really difficult period, and I dove into books. I wanted to feel less alone. I wanted to feel like I was learning something. I wanted to feel like I was growing. And that was very useful. But it wasn't until 3, 4, 5, 6 months down the road when I started opening myself back up to other women, that I really started to learn how this world works. That applies to everything, to business, to yourself, to your opportunities, to anything in life. When I finally made the switch to just post the video, even when it didn't feel perfect or it didn't feel up to what I thought it was going to be, just posting it is what built the momentum for me personally. And it was around the same time that I was going through this heartbreak that I started posting on YouTube consistently. And it just made me realize, like, the key to growth is not to have everything perfectly laid out. The key to growth is iteration. Iteration doesn't mean to just keep repeating the same thing over and over, especially moments when it's not working. It just doesn't make sense. Iteration is posting the video, reflecting on the video, refining, then posting another video, and having a cadence to it. It's not to just have like this perfect map before you even take your first step on the journey. You're going to figure out the map as you go throughout the journey. It's just like Grand Theft Auto, if you've ever played that. When you first start the game, you don't have the map fully figured out, do you? You don't know what all is available in this entire game. But as you go through different territory and you see this part of the city and you go across this bridge, wow, all these different opportunities start coming up. You start realizing certain things. You're able to literally piece the dots together as you just willingly go into the unknown. That is the only way to see what the map fully has to offer, is to willingly go into the unknown. To say, I don't have life figured out. I don't have anything figured out. But I see a car over there. I'm gonna go take it. Might break the window. Might have some cops chase after me. But I'm gonna go in that car and I'm gonna go for a journey. And let me just make it clear, I'm not promoting that you go commit crime. We're just talking about a video game here. But life is all about just getting in the car and just going. Sometimes not even checking if there's gas in it. Just going. Really quick, I just want to point out something. For those of you who are just getting started with creating content, I have some free resources available in the description to help you get started. For example, there's the Creative Compass checklist, which literally walks you through my entire creative process from start to finish in detail. There's also Dreamflow operating system, my Notion template designed for creative entrepreneurs who are looking to systemize their entire life. That is not free, that is a paid product, but it is in the description as well. And if you are a content creator, but you've been dealing with loads of self-sabotage, first of all, I feel you. It's a natural part of the process. Talking to a camera is scary. But if that's you and you feel like you could use some help, then consider checking out my coaching program. I only take on a limited amount of students each month. You can sign up with the waitlist in the description. This program is specifically designed for those of you who are looking to step into the best version of yourselves, to really break the self-sabotage and become a thought leader in your space so that you can build that impact you're looking to make with your content. Okay, now let's get back to the video. A couple weeks ago, one of my clients was hitting a roadblock. The main thing that he was struggling with was overthinking, self-doubt, and perfectionism. We all experience these emotions at every point of the process. But for him specifically, he was dealing with this and it was actually stopping him from just doing the damn thing. One thing that felt counterintuitive to him is that this acceptance of enoughness. I think we all struggle with this, especially for those of us who have high standards for ourselves. You know, it doesn't feel good to our ego when we say, get it just good enough. Get it good enough for you to make this video and just post it. Get it just good enough. You know, we don't like that. Especially as a perfectionist, we're like, good enough. No, it can always be better. The problem with that is that will keep you stuck. If we go back to the example of Grand Theft Auto, if you try to lay out the perfect map before you take the first step, you're definitely not going to make as much progress as the person who's just saying, I don't have anything figured out, but I'm just going to go. when he finally was able to embrace, okay, I'm not saying that this is good enough and just embracing that mentality. I'm saying that it's good enough right now for me to take action so that I can just build momentum. Because I know that building momentum is going to be the key to growth, is going to be the key to actually expressing myself. It's going to be the key to actually releasing all the baggage, the weird mask that comes over us whenever we're sulking in fear, whenever we're sulking in overthinking and perfectionism. The end result of boiling in those emotions is never good. You're never going to be able to fully express yourself on camera or in general, or fulfill your potential as a man, as a woman, as a creator, if you're constantly looking in the mirror thinking that you are not enough, that you're behind, that this isn't for you. That is just what we like to call the inner critic. The inner critic will sit there and judge every single step of the way. And it's not to say that your inner critic is right, but it is present. So it is an act as a creator, as an entrepreneur, building anything. It is your responsibility to just learn how to nurture that voice and to put it in its place. One thing that helps is that you start to build evidence as to why the inner critic is not always right. In the very beginning, the reason why it's really tough for you to get started is because that inner critic has power over you. You've flirted with the inner critic so much that you've given it this validation that it feels so hard to push past. You feel like an imposter. When in reality, everyone feels like an imposter until they don't. Everybody sucks at something until they don't. It is a matter of sitting with the inner critic, sitting with the discomfort until you create something beautiful, and then you look back on it, you're like, wow, I could have done this a year ago. I could have done this 2 years ago. I could have done this as soon as I thought about it. Why did I get in my own way? And what you'll realize throughout this journey of just going after the thing when you're not ready is that it is the most beautiful self-discovery journey that you will ever embark on. You will learn things about yourself that make it easy to fall in love with yourself. And the more that you fall in love with yourself, the easier it is to step out of your own way, to push all that perfectionism and overthinking to the side. Just think of yourself talking to a kid. Are you really going to try to instill this fear in them to make them feel like they have to be perfect in order to express themselves, to make them feel like they got to think about every single little thing possible before they go play on the playground? No. All sense of beauty in life comes from your ability to just be present and to not worry about the outcome, to just do it for the sake of doing it. When you are doing things for the sake of doing it, that is when you create the most beautiful work. When I decided to just focus on producing music and just having fun with it, asking myself the golden question, which is, if it were fun and easy, how would it look? Reverse engineer. What is going to make things fun and easy for me? If you've never made videos, why would you try to make this grandiose movie or short film as your first project? That doesn't sound very easy. That sounds very fucking complicated and very, a lot of opportunities for overthinking and perfectionism to come into play and to not make things fun whatsoever. If you're wanting to start a YouTube channel, fun and easy looks like starting the YouTube channel, adding the photo, and maybe thinking about the type of content you want to create. Don't make the video just yet. Think about things. Feel it out, you know? When you feel like, okay, you got that completed, then move on to the next task and keep it fun and easy. You want to step just a little outside your comfort zone each time. That's the goal to growth. That's the key to sustainable growth over time. And the more that I just kind of leaned into that fun and easiness, the more I was able to produce music. For years, I resisted producing music because I just overcomplicated things. I was intimidated by the software. I didn't break things down into small mini steps as to how I could approach it in a fun and easy way. Now I'm looking back and I'm like, dude, I could have started this years ago. The moment that I first started, or the moment that I thought about producing music, I could have just started it then. Why didn't I just do that? And I'm sure you can relate in some facet of your life. There's something that's on your mind, is why you clicked on this video, that you want to do, but you just can't do it, or you haven't been able to yet. Know that it's you getting in your own way, and it's your relationship with that inner critic in your mind. It's causing you to not take action, and it's causing you to build up this baggage, this mold in between you and taking action that is not serving you. Make it simple. Learn to love yourself and keep things fun and easy. That is the key to growth in life, in my opinion. Obviously, things are going to be challenging. Embrace the challenges, because on the other side of those challenges is growth. And the more that you lean into fear, the more that you embrace mistakes, the more you're going to grow. It's funny how these things are so simple when we talk about it, but when we're in the thick of it, things get overcomplicated. And just know that you're not alone. We all struggle with this at every single step of the journey. And it's always just a matter of seeing where you're at, learning to reflect and to see yourself exactly where you're at, and know how to nurture yourself whenever things get tough, and to push yourself when things get tough. Because at the end of the day, we are our own biggest supporters. We kind of have to be. You know, people can support us, and that's great, but it's about how you feel when you're in the restroom, brushing your teeth, looking in the mirror. Do you have your own back? If not, why not? If you can just learn to give yourself the compassion, the grace, the love that you need, I guarantee you pressing record on that camera will be easier. I know it's true for me, it's been true for my clients, and it's been true for my friends that have struggled with this. It starts with loving yourself. This is why they say, fill your cup up and allow others to receive the overflow. When you fill your cup up, you're not worried about these fears and judgment. And if they do come up, when they do come up, you know how to put them in their place. You ever have that cousin at those family gatherings that, let's say you have a friend over who has never met your family, but that one cousin walks in and your friend's like, oh, who's that? And it's like, oh, you know, that's Jane. She, you know, she's alright. She's just there. She doesn't really like add much to the party. You know, we're related, but I don't really like fuck with her like that. That's the kind of relationship that I feel like I've been able to build with perfectionism and overthinking and, you know, all that. It used to feel like they were my close family, like those fears were my parent, and I had to listen to them, and they had authority over me. But now it's just kind of like, oh yeah, overthinking just came in. Yeah, they come around every now and then, but yeah, don't give them too much attention. They won't bother you unless you let them. Life is a series of experiments. Through each experiment, you learn so much about yourself. You learn so much about where you want to go in life, what impact you want to make, what type of people you want to surround yourself with, what type of person you want to be in a relationship with, what type of stuff you want to create. And that's a beautiful thing. It's through the most difficult chapters of your life that you've learned the most. So if we can use that as a reference moving forward, just imagine all the things you could learn, all the things you could create, what impact you could make on the world. It's a beautiful thing. It's a very, very beautiful thing. And I strongly encourage everyone to learn how to step out of their own way and to just really unleash their potential, because you're getting in your own way. And that's only eating at this feeling that this feeling of regret, potentially, or lack of meaning that you may have at the end of your life. One thing that I do often that I feel like serves me is contemplating death. What is life going to feel like on my deathbed? I want to feel like I gave it a fucking shot. I want to feel like I stepped out of fear's way, where I pushed through fear and pushed them out of the way, especially in moments where I did not have things in my favor. Those are the moments I'm going to look back on with so much pride and gratitude, because it's through those experiences that life fully unveiled itself to me, and I was able to enjoy the ups and the downs, the light and the dark. The contrast is what makes life what it is. And there will be a point in your life that you start to appreciate all the ups and the downs for what it is, because it brought you right here. I don't know how we got all spiritual with this, but if you're on the fence with creating, just go after it. Just do it. Just create it. Don't worry about what people will think. You've got this. You've got your own back, and you're going to push yourself and pull yourself out of any situation because you love yourself and you are here to live a fulfilling, enriched, exciting, full of the ups and downs type of life. And that right there is the end of my rant. I hope this video inspired you to just go create, because I think that the more that we create, the more that we make this world a better place, but we also just serve a bigger purpose, and that will give us such a sense of meaning. And I feel like the world would be a happier place if we just all did that. So thank you for watching this video. If you want to connect on Instagram, my handle is @AshtonTJoe. My DMs are always open. I'm always looking to connect with you guys. So yeah, let's connect. Thank you for watching this video again, and I'll see you in the next video. Much love.